Why are you here wearing an Aussie flag?
Because I'm an Australian. Love this country and I hate the hate in this country. So I'm Aussie.
But you're telling me all those people that have been protesting in the last 2 months on the streets of Melbourne, not one Aussie flag, they're not Aussies, they're also Aussies.
That's you're gonna have to ask them. If they don't feel Australian, that's I guess that's the choice they make. I'm an immigrant. I came here from Soviet Union. I'm a Jew. But first of all, I'm an Australian. I took an oath, I live in this country, I love this country, and I'm going to protect this country.
Yemini for Rebel News in Melbourne, Australia, where thousands from both within and in support of the Jewish community have gathered to take a stand against a shocking rise of anti-Semitism and Jew hatred since the horrific terror attacks on October 7 in Israel.
It's not just on the internet. There's been stickers in Carlisle Street, Balaclava, where all the shops that are owned by Jewish people, they've put stickers on to boycott these businesses, which is obviously a form of severe anti-Semitism, which we haven't seen since probably 1938, before the Second World War. So here we are. This is a walk of unity. It's not just going to be for Jewish people. It's going to be for everybody, as this says. Love thy neighbour. Let's all be together as one and have no hatred towards one another.
What's happening now, it's not right. And we need to stand for Israel and the anti-Semitism that's happening around the world. And we as Christians, we know that our Messiah, Yeshua, he comes, he's Jewish.
You want to know a reason? The man I follow is Jewish. The cross on which I look at every day says I-N-R-I. Jesus of Nazareth, King of the Jews.
Can you tell me about the T-shirt?
Yeah, I got it off eBay.
Why?
Why? Because Jewish Lives Matter. I was wearing a Black Lives Matter T-shirt. Now I'm a Jew. I've always been a Jew. And Jewish Lives Matter.
Black Lives Matter, the organisation, has really thrown the Jewish...
Very disappointing, as has the Me Too movement.
Definitely with Israel. Totally with Israel.
With Israel.
Why are you with Israel?
Because Hamas is a terrorist organisation and they're not good people.
He makes a very good point.
He's a good boy. He's very socially aware.
Iranian people stand with Israel. Iranian people love Israel people, not Islamic Republic. The government Islamic Republic make a problem always. They are terrorists, so.
Iran government now supports the all terrorist group in the world, especially the Hamas and the Islamic Jihad and the Hezbollah and etc. Now we are here to say the people, the Iranian people and the government is different.
There you have it. As you can see, proud Australian Jews, something you won't see in the anti-Israel rallies. What would your message be to Aussies out there that are seeing what's going on and they're probably not too interested in the conflict?
I would say stop and listen, because you're not listening. You're just following other people and you don't really understand what's going on. But if you stop, look and listen and read, you will understand what's going on. We are not violent people. We're not there to hurt people. We are there to be together and one as united people. We're a multicultural nation here. We all want to get on well with each other. We don't hate people. We're very kind, caring, warm people. And that's all. You know, that's the message we're trying to send.
What's your message to Jews in Australia and around the world that are now feeling the hate?
We support the Jewish.
Stay strong. At the end, darkness gonna lose and lightness always win.
The Greens stand for all those things that you've just said. Do you feel now the Greens have your back?
Definitely not.
Two obvious differences you see between pro-Israel rallies and the pro-Palestinian. Here, there is patriotism both to Australia and Israel, as well as it being a peaceful event. You can't say the same, not a single Aussie flag at pro-Palestinian rallies, and certainly never this peaceful. You don't see any Australian flags at those events. Why do you think that is?
It's
a good question, man. I don't know. I'm not sure, to be honest.
They probably don't stand for the countries that they live in. And I think the most important thing we can do today is show unity as Australians and Jews, that we all support one another. And, we would expect that is reflected in terms of the way the government approaches acts of anti-Semitism and hate in the marches that we've seen. So it's not just about Israel, it's about Australia. We live here, we want the place to be safe, and we want to move ahead in peace and togetherness.
A Jewish community event for unity. Australian Jews for unity, mostly masked, jihadi supporters. Brother, can I ask you why you guys came? Can I ask? No. Why are you afraid to talk? Habibi, you guys came in a group to an Australian Jewish unity event and you're afraid to tell us why. The march now chanting Am Yisrael Chai, meaning the nation of Israel is alive. The difference between this pro-Israel rally and those anti-Israel hate fests that you see is there's no chance of genocide. They're not calling for Israel to wipe Palestine off the map. Instead, they're chanting just to live.
Just look at this. Look at everyone around you. Does this look hateful or destructive? It's just so different to what we see, as you've seen.
Other protests.
Other protests.
Yes.
Yeah.
By the end of the day, the lie is always louder than the truth. The truth may be smaller, but we stand our ground.
Here's the thing, right? We're on Christmas. Millions of people around the world are going to celebrate the birth of a Jewish man born in Bethlehem. And people are saying that the Jews didn't have any part to play in Israel before 1948. So what are we celebrating, Jesus? I mean...
Wait, hold on. Are you saying Jesus wasn't Palestinian?
I'm saying Jesus was definitely a Jew.
The reality is there's always been a huge number of people that don't like Jews for no other reason than Jews. There's no particular reason for them. There's good and bad in every nation, there's good and bad in every religion, there's good and bad in every nationality. Don't stand for it. Don't be friends with those people. Don't support them. Just be true to yourself.
As you can see, a rally full of hateful messaging.
That's right.
Why is it so different to the other rallies we've seen in the last couple of months in Melbourne?
You know what? We embrace love and peaceful change, and we want our hostages back, and we want an end to all hatred and anti-Semitism.
No Muslim organisation has come out and condemned October the 7th. And that's what we can't believe that. I think the majority of Muslims in Melbourne and in Australia are sympathetic. But they're not saying anything because they're afraid of saying anything. It's like the people in Gaza. The people in Gaza will not speak up against Hamas because they're going to get shot.
Did your family leave the Soviet Union because of anti-Semitism?
One of the main reasons, yes.
So escaping the Soviet Union because of anti-Semitism, coming here and then, what are we now, 30 years later?
That's correct.
Did you ever see this coming?
No, I don't think anyone saw this coming. It's always been around. It's never gone anywhere. You always see and hear things here and there. But this is on a different scale. This is not a war between two countries. This has become worldwide.
Obviously for Jews, they can feel anti-Semitism because it's directed at them. Probably the broader community less so. Do you see the anti-Semitism that's going around?
Not only see it, I feel it because I feel connected to the people. So for me, it's like I'm feeling it with you. So
I studied the theory of Zionism, and I feel like it has a lot of connections with the Jewish community, and Zionism means a lot to the Jewish people. So why am I coming out here today is because I want to actually support these people to have a right of self-indigenous, the same way that I support the Aboriginals to have a right of self-determination in the ancestral homeland, the same way as the Jews do.
I so love how diverse and wonderful. That's one of Melbourne's most important and endearing qualities. And to see people come out in hate is heartbreaking. So today we came here in love.
I love you guys, and whatever you need to support you, I'm here for you.
And what would you tell Aussies other Aussies that are not Jewish as well, that your message to the broader Australian or Melbourne community?
Well, my message is this. An Italian background, and Marcus Aurelius once said, you can do a great injustice doing nothing. stand up, make a difference. They need your support.
Are you surprised by the level of hate towards the Jewish community in Australia?
I've seen much of it. It's a lot. It's a lot.
We are the only nation, the little tribes in the world that survived for 4,000 years. Through all the empires, we the one who survived, and will survive forever and ever. Am Yisrael Chai.
If you think it's important for the world to see that the Jewish community is not alone, and the difference between a pro-Israel protest and an anti-Israel, pro-Hamas rally that we've seen, the hate fest that we've seen in Melbourne over the last few weeks, make sure to like, comment, but most importantly, share it far and wide, because guess what? There wasn't much mainstream media around here today. There's no exciting images. They love the hate. And then head over to followavi.com. Make sure to subscribe to mailing list and follow me across all platforms, just in case I'm ever kicked off the one you're watching on right now. Followavi.com.